Hello Gunners, welcome to another video. In today's video we've got a lot to go through, from a new academy star signing to more news on Victor Gyokeres. This deal just keeps on going, so much drama. He's even doing some crazy things such as moving out, which we'll get into, and of course a bit of talk about Ethan Waneri, who I haven't talked about with this new deal. Very exciting news. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe and the like as well, be greatly appreciated. But let us start straight away with Victor Gyokeres, and it's a bit of a different styled video. I'm on Twitter here with where all the news pretty much is happening, and here it is. Victor Gyokeres' house is undergoing changes, furniture is moving out, and there's actually a video. I can't click on the link, but look at this. Somebody's like quite literally outside of his house, and here it is. This is a removal van for Victor Gyokeres, moving stuff out of his house so he can come to Arsenal. I mean, this saga is just so funny. Yesterday, 2 days ago, sorry, I made a video about Victor Gyokeres set to have his medical on Friday. Apparently that was the case, but again, Sporting keep delaying and rejecting Arsenal's offers with the add-ons. It's very messy. It's very intense, and we still have no clarity on this situation. We're just waiting for the here we go. We're waiting for some clarity that Victor Gyokeres is an Arsenal player, and it just isn't coming. He's even have to take matters into his own hands to make himself move out or get a removal van, which is it is really hilarious. There was a Portuguese reporter that came out to say that Victor Gyokeres is making a power move by moving out. He's trying to sort of trick the Sporting hierarchy to actually let him go for cheaper. Sporting don't want that to happen. There's obviously the other thing as well, where Gyokeres wants them to sort of release him from his contract, terminate him so he can go for free, and by moving out and showing that he's not committed to Sporting, it may sort of push their hand to let him go for cheaper. But it seems like Sporting are standing their ground. They do not give a damn about what Victor Gyokeres is doing, how much Arsenal want to pay. They want the money that they have asked for. And I mean, the more this is going on for Arsenal Football Club, the worse it is, because it means that Gyokeres won't have enough time with the squad pre-season. He's currently not training with Sporting Lisbon, so again, his fitness, his sharpness isn't there. It's only hurting ourselves. And here it is, Talking Highbury, saying Victor Gyokeres ordered the clearance of his home in Aroria, Costa de Caparica. Sorry, I've butchered that. A friend from Sweden handled all the arrangements. Gyokeres remains in Stockholm following the negotiation. That's from Record Portugal. This situation is so messy. We just need some clarity. Is Victor Gyokeres going to come to Arsenal now, or we're gonna have to literally wait till the end of this sort of window? We don't have time for that. We need our striker to come in, be bedded in quickly so that they can learn stuff, get on board, get ready. That is what Arsenal Football Club need, but we're clearly not getting the clarity. Gyokeres is trying his best, doing utmost everything to come to Arsenal, and it's a really messy situation. But before I get more onto news, a massive shout out once again to Dragon Jersey, who are sponsoring this video. I've got my Arsenal honorary Vieira era kit here. I absolutely love it. And there's some more here on their site, www.dragonjersey.com. You can get sort of kits using code Fanatics, 10% off. I highly recommend it. Really good quality. But yeah, let's keep on getting on with this video. And here it is, Will Wright. Here is someone I'm very excited for. Arsenal haven't been great with their academy in terms of getting the right young players in for the right amount of money, but it seems as though we have beaten Liverpool to the signing of Will Wright. Here it is. Arsenal have reached an agreement with Salford City for Liverpool target Will Wright. Salford could receive around 400 grand, including add-ons. Liverpool are in a strong position, but Arsenal are willing to pay a higher upfront fee. This is huge. About time Arsenal started to win the race for these top youngsters. It genuinely is time for that. There's too many times where we've gone in for someone like Severi Naipan, who's gone to Manchester City. Other players like Ryan McAdoo, who's gone to Manchester City. We need to start winning these races because our academy needs a revamp. We've lost a lot of players in Haylen this summer, so getting someone like Will Wright is very good. And he's been unreal. He's scored like 50 goals for Salford City. He's made his debut for them as well against Manchester City in the FA Cup he's played. Here are some clips from him. I know this isn't going to be the most clear video. Let's see if we can play this here. Get you guys to see a bit of Will Wright. If this video wants to play, it'll be nice. Doesn't seem like it wants to play, unfortunately, guys. But here it is, Will Wright. If you do want to see this, AFC Stuff has a video out on here. And it's some really nice goals, really nice movement, dropping in deep, doing some stuff, taking some long shots. It's genuinely very impressive. I think here, yeah, finally we've got it working for you guys here. Have a watch of this. Will Wright for Salford. Really good finishes here. Genuinely, I know it's academy football, not the highest of level, but there's certain things that you can see in his game which is quite impressive, where you can see this is a top 9, calm under pressure there in the finish. Long ball goes up, Genuinely, this is what you want. A great touch that is. I mean, my word, that's a touch and a half. Composure on the finish. £400,000 is not a lot. Is not a cheap fee, especially for a youngster. This shows how much we're banking on him. They're really smart striker play. He's obviously someone Arsenal have been going for a while. Apparently, 6 months ago, some of the guys on Twitter have reported our interest in him. So obviously, this isn't new, and you can see why. You're just seeing a couple of these clips. He looks like he knows where the net is, and I want to do a longer video on him maybe a bit later. But he is 17 years old. He'll probably play with the under 21s and the under 19s in the UEFA Youth Cup. And yeah, Arsenal Academy certainly needs a number 9. We've only got Harry Mananous. We lost Kyone Edwards. So getting him in, I mean, that's beautiful play. Probably stop it there. But Will Wright has some nice stuff about him. He genuinely does. And beating Liverpool to his signature, and they know their stuff when it comes to academy players, is massive for Arsenal Football Club. And a sign of things to come, that we're maybe going to be a lot better with these youngsters. And we're going to properly try to get these youngsters in early, because my word, the earlier you get these guys in and you get them learning your system, you're going to have top players that know how to sort of acclimatize to top level football. And that is Will Wright. Here he is, the last goal I'll show you. My word, what a piece of skill. Brilliant finish, genuinely is. But anyway, I want to go on to a bit of a Rodrygo stuff. Excuse the language there, from Kiko Suarez. But this guy has been saying for a long time, he says Rodrygo to leave Real Madrid this season. Franco joining was a key factor for him to be sold. Now that the Argentinian is here, the club and the player are ready to part ways. According to my sources, Rodrygo will be an Arsenal player very soon. And it's kind of funny because all sort of after the Club World Cup, when the reports would come out, Rodrygo isn't going to go to Arsenal. Arsenal run out of the race. Arsenal don't want to sign him. He has been so adamant. Apparently, he's quite reliable and got things right in the past. He's been so adamant that Rodrygo is going to go to Arsenal. I think I'm going to try and find the video of him today actually saying it, and we'll have a listen. We'll have a good listen to this.
Oh my God, Arsenal has closed the door on Rodrygo. Have they? Have they really? Because according to reports today, just randomly, Arsenal is now no longer in the conversation for Rodrygo. They have closed the transfer and they are not going for Rodrygo. Or, again, like I've been saying in every single freaking video, go actually read the article, or in this case, the video. And more than likely will be in Spanish, because this comes from a report from some guy. I don't know his name. I don't mean it disrespectfully, but some guy from El Carrusel posted a video saying that, hey, with Gyokeres and Madueke signing, he sees the idea of Rodrygo to Arsenal very, very hard. Close to impossible. But that is his opinion. That is what he is saying. So you guys reading an article or reading just a headline from Madrid Extra, Madrid Universal, all of them in English, when the original is in Spanish, and when I watch the Spanish one, guess what I'm going to tell you? Either learn Spanish or actually go get a translator, a proper translation, because he never says it's done. He just says, according to what we know and according to his opinion, that.
So I'll stop it there. Obviously, very adamant that Arsenal is still heavily in this race for Rodrygo. I think this is the only guy that's so adamant that Rodrygo is going to go to Arsenal. It might be an AFC Bell situation if you Arsenal fans know about it. If you've been on Twitter for long enough, that was quite a funny saga with sort of, Thomas Partey was adamant at the start, and it actually ended up happening. And of course, finally, we'll talk a bit about Ethan Nwaneri. Here he is, the number 22, David Raya. Let me scroll up. There he is. Signing a new deal. Fantastic news for Arsenal Football Club. It should be announced very shortly with, of course, Mosquera and Madueke. There's a lot of announcements for Arsenal to do, but my word, the 22 certainly does fit him and suit him very, very well. And of course, here he is. I mean, he's just Arsenal through and through. He's been here for a while, and I just can't wait to see him explode next season. But anyway, goodness, that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, peace.